Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome everybody to the June 24th Commissioners Meeting of Gig Harbor Fire County 5 of the Gig Harbor Fire and Medic 1. If you would rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move for approval of the agenda.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilsey, Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Okay, this time one of the things we enjoy doing is recognizing the citizens of our community. And at this time, we're going to have a recognition life-saving award, and I would like to turn it over to DC Langlo at this time.
Good evening. Thank you, Chairman Enzi. So thank you for joining us today as we recognize both Alec Cruz and Zach Kraft with the Citizen Hero Award for their efforts in saving a life on May 1st, 2025. So I would like to just give a little bit of backstory for those that weren't there that understand a little bit of the context of the scenario. So at 3:11 p.m. on May 1st, South Sound 911 received a phone call to their dispatch center reporting a medical emergency at the Purdy transfer station. The reporting party indicated a male subject was unconscious and did not appear to be breathing. South Sound 911 dispatched Gig Harbor Fire Medic 1 just after 3:12 in the afternoon. Also notified during the dispatch were all Pulse Point subscribers who happened to be in the area. While our units were en route, both Alec Cruz, alerted by Pulse Point, and Zach Kraft, an employee at the transfer station, joined efforts and jumped into action. They were able to get the male subject out of his vehicle and begin CPR. Zach was also aware that the Purdy transfer station had an on-site AED. Zach and Alec delivered multiple rounds of chest compressions and utilized the AED to deliver one shock, all before the arrival of our crews. When our crews arrived, they continued CPR briefly until the patient regained a strong radial pulse. The patient was moved to the medic unit, where he started to regain more purposeful movement. Just prior to initiating the transport, the patient regained consciousness and began talking. The patient was delivered to Tacoma General Hospital and care was transferred. At last check, the patient was expected to make a full recovery with no cognitive or neurological deficits. It is through the direct actions of Alec and Zach that this patient was given a chance at survival. Alec and Zach, you should be proud of your efforts. To the family, friends, and coworkers of Zach and Alec, please remember that you now know two real-life superheroes. Thank you to our crews who delivered excellent patient care as they always do. And lastly, I'd like to highlight the real life example of how subscribing to Pulse Point and public access AEDs save lives. At this time, I'd like to invite Fire Chief Dennis Stone and Zach and Alec up to the front to receive their awards. So we got Alec, Zach right here. And while Chief's doing pictures and handing out awards, I want to read for everybody what the award says. It says, on behalf of Fire Chief Dennis Stone and the entire Gig Harbor and Medic 1 family, we present you with the Citizen Hero Award in recognition of your extraordinary act of courage and selflessness in saving a fellow human life. Your bravery, quick thinking, and unwavering determination exemplify the true spirit of heroism. Your dedication to the preservation of life is to be commended. All right, I promise that would be as painless as possible. So I'm going to turn it back over to Board Chair Kevin Enzi, and then I think we're going to take a brief recess. We can do pictures and introductions, and then we'll get back to our meeting.
Thank you, Chief Langlo. And we will be in recess for 10 minutes.
you know, the stories don't always end up. But early CPR, AED, really, literally, big deal. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sorry. This is my son. Yeah, she's good. You want to be the first time? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Scott.
I'd like to call the Commissioners meeting back into session. Commissioner's absence. Joe?
I'd like to move that we excuse Commissioner Wilsey this evening. He did call ahead of time and let us know he would not be able to be here this evening.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilsey, Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman NC.
Yes. Any communications? Okay. Approval of minutes from the June 10th, 2025 meeting, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman NC.
Yes. Accounts payable and payroll approvals.
I'll move that we approve accounts payable checks 1830 through 1870 for a grand total of $169,062.12 as outlined in the agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman NC.
Yes. Local 3390. I have not heard from Jake or anything, so I'm assuming there was nothing. Chief's reports.
We'll start with Chief Booth.
Good evening. Exciting things happening in the Fire Prevention Division. CJ Martin, our new public educator, started this last Monday. She is taking this week off, and so we're going to get her to a meeting in July so you can all formally meet her. But so far, so good. A busy first week, and she's starting to assimilate into the team. We are looking to bring applicants for AA in next week. Talking to Janelle just before the meeting, we had just about 150 people apply, and we're looking to bring in between 8 and 10 candidates, and we're hoping for Monday and Tuesday of this coming week. We know it's short notice, but we're really excited to get someone in here. So it may get pushed out based on availability, but we've got some really exciting people at the top of that list. So with any luck, shortly we'll be back up to full strength.
Chief Langlow.
All right. Just a couple updates that I'd like to provide for the board in addition to our normal operations that are happening every single day that you are well aware of. But last weekend, we conducted live fire at an acquired structure right across the street from Peninsula High School. And so on 62nd Avenue, which is the road that takes you from 144th to Purdy Elementary and the district administrative building, 62nd. There's some properties that the school districts purchased across the street, and we were able to do live fire in one of those over the weekend. So DC Corrigan, Lieutenant Wotherspoon, Lieutenant Haas, and team put together NFPA compliant 1403 live fire burns. And those went off well. In one structure, there is other structures on the property. Unsure if we're going to be doing any live fire in those, but we'll definitely be doing some other training on the property until the school district is ready to have those torn down. I think that their short-term goal is to get those to the ground so that there's not just vacant buildings on the property. We did have one minor injury on Saturday to one of our firefighters. Not transported, very minor, treating at home, shouldn't miss any work time, but I did want to just provide an update. We did have a minor injury. Second thing, Chief Doan and I just finished today. We finished interviews for lateral firefighter. And so we expect that we'll be making job offers here shortly. We know we have 2 open vacancies, and then how many beyond that kind of depends on how many folks we have that want to put in for retirement in 2026. Those declarations are due by August 1st. And so we have a little bit of time until we know exactly kind of how that 2026 is going to shape up. But those interviews were great. Chief Doan and I interviewed 15 candidates. We started with 54. And then they had, there was a little bit of administrative vetting on their credentials. And then we ultimately interviewed 39 candidates the first round, cut it down to 16. And then we had 15 that signed up for the second interview with a panel, and then Chief's interview with Chief and I. And so we'll make announcements as we get closer. We expect that we'll have The firefighters that we do hire start on September 8th. They'll start in district, work a 2-week day academy, abbreviated day academy, and then we'll get them sent out to the shifts, and they'll work the rest of their probation on the shifts. I do want to just mention real quick, Battalion Chief Lance O'Leary and Lieutenant Jeff Piercy, who were instrumental in the interview process, developing the questions. They raised their hand and said, "Hey, can I help?" And I said, "You guys can run the whole thing." And so they were great, put it all together. Super proud of the work that they did and wanted to highlight that. Last thing I wanted to mention was a project that we, as of yesterday afternoon at South Sun 911, have gotten to the finish line. I think I mentioned it here, but we have, as a county, we have changed the tones that are broadcast across our platform, moving away from what I think like have called very like aggressive and abrupt tones in some cases for some call types, and try to move to a more like heart healthy and like health of our employees conducive notification, still being notified at the same promptness, but maybe not with the same like level of aggression as the tones. I think both Chief Boo, well, anybody in this room can attest that there's a couple call types that are like, whoa, especially at 3 a.m. And so as a county, we got together and it was a really, really awesome opportunity. Great work group. We as you know, South Sound dispatches for 20 plus fire agencies, and we all got into a room and decided we want to make this switch. And in like 2 months, we agreed that we were going to pick one tone for fire calls and one tone for everything else. And they were a lot less aggressive, and we got it implemented across the finish line yesterday. And it went live yesterday afternoon. And DC Johnson will report, he told me that he thought his door was open in his car. It was so like, what is that noise? So yeah. So that's what I had to report. Happy to provide any updates on those things or anything else you have questions on.
As a command staff and myself and Commissioner Ency, we went to Kelly Busey's retirement yesterday and presented him with a plaque, and excited for him and his retirement. I'll be meeting with Trey Federici and the next coming weeks. Just to, we've met many times, but since he's the interim chief, we're going to spend some time together over the next few weeks. I have Pierce County Fire Chiefs this Thursday. Friday, we have duct cleaning in our entire building. So there's going to be a lot of machinery and dirt and dust. And so we're going to be vacating the building on Friday and not be working in the office. Along with CJ starting, the union and myself did sign an MOA. In our contract, it says that new employees can't work an alternate work schedule the first 6 months of, and it was both good for labor and management to move her to an alternate work schedule. So we signed that MOA, and we'll address that in future negotiations. But wanted you to know that we did that. Last but not least is some board policies. We are going to try to get the subcommittee together to go over the board policies, but also one that will probably be coming, and I'll send it to the subcommittee, is as a command staff, we want to the post-retirement medical. It's from April to July. You have to put in by August for this year. For April to July, we want to open it up to January. Just give the employees a little more options. We have looking at, is there any unintended consequences? We don't see any. I called Chief Burgess, spent a lot of time with him, giving me the history, and he didn't see any either. So you'll see that coming first to the subcommittee and then to you probably in next meeting or so. That is all I got.
Thank you, Chiefs. Standing committee reports. That's from the chairman. 2022 bond update. JJ.
Good evening. So, as I said at the last meeting, 53 and 57, it's a broken record. We are trying to help the contractor along in closing his paperwork out. We want it closed out. He wants it closed out. It's a process to close it out when you don't do it all the time. The biggest thing is the subcontractors have to do their required paperwork to the state, and that's what we're holding up right now. So they have to do that before we can kind of do final payment and close out the project. So that's where we're at there. 50, we are working on closing that out. It's just a few items. We're not worried about it. Pease is on top of it, and the thing with a bigger contractor is Pease has all of that paperwork pretty much set before they even allow their contractors to start work. So they have all of their affidavits of work and all those things already done. So we're just waiting on a few pieces to come in, like very few pieces, so that the job can get closed out. Training campus, I am down there the other day. I spent most of my day walking around. I got home, figured out why my feet were tired, and I looked down and I had done 13,000 steps walking around that place and didn't even realize it. So lots going on. I was down there today with the architect, and every trade that you can think of is inside that training support building right now. Fire sprinkler, the electrician, the plumber, the insulator, they're all choreographed well, and Pease is doing a great job with that. If you look down there now, you'll see what is the dirty classroom is a different color. That's because that's waterproofing. The entire building will wind up being that color. So that's the waterproofing behind the siding. But everything's moving along smoothly. We're going to have some change orders with some things we walk through with training and IT, but it's moving along. The training tower is also moving along. There's another large concrete pour tomorrow morning at 6:30. It's pouring all the columns and the walls on the first floor. So that's another big step. Once that happens, they clear those out, then walls will start being thrown up with the CMU block. So as fast as it's went from here, things are still moving quickly, and everything's going as expected. We have to put a big pond, or we have put a larger pond in the back of the property. I did have a discussion with the neighbor that is literally 40 feet on the other side of that fence. It was dusty, very nice. Talked to him. The subcontractor is watering all the dirt now. He's happy. We're happy. He's nothing but supportive to us. He just asked some questions, and we had a great discussion. So training campus moving along as expected. Station 51, still waiting on permitting. I do have a meeting scheduled with the city, as much as they probably don't want to meet with me, next Tuesday, to discuss some more items with them or further discuss with them. But I'm hoping to have those permits relatively quickly. And so always people have realized, hey, so if we moved any more, I'm like, I don't know. We check in and get through the city's smart gov process online, and we don't see change. So we can only hope that they're processing all the comments and moving forward. And I think they are. We've had good relations. I just need to polish off a few other things for that project. Other than that, if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer. And as always, if anybody wants to come take a look, call me, because literally if you call me, I'm probably down there walking around, or on my way down, or on my way back at this point. So call me, we'll walk around, put a hard hat on, and we can go anywhere you want. So thank you.
Thank you. Old business, doesn't seem like we have any. New business, I've been told that our summer break is over probably by about the next meeting or so. So we will start seeing some business. So anyway, be prepared for starting to see something under new business, I believe. Open public comment. This is time for anybody in the public to state your name. You can state your name for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. Anybody out there? Okay. Good of the order. Anything under good of the order? All right. Special interest upcoming events. I believe we're probably pretty quiet for the rest of the summer as far as any events for commissioners or anything. All right. Anything else to come before the board? All right. If not, we are adjourned. Remember to send in your timesheets. Thank you.
Help, we're here. By we, I mean Leslie. By we, I mean Leslie.